All right, guys, welcome back to the Squeeze Zone. This is going to be week 4 recap. We did pretty well. I only missed 3 for this week. Let's get right to it. No more 10-minute videos. So we got Bank of America starting off. Bank of America prior to earnings was sitting at $33. My target was $31.83. We hit $31 that week. All right. Next up, we got Goldman Sachs. Prior to earnings, we were sitting at $301. My target was $291, and we hit $287. Next up, we got Charles Schwab. Prior to earnings, we were looking at $58.75. My target was $56.43, and we hit $57.83. So another win there. Next up, we got Halliburton. Halliburton, prior to earnings, we were sitting at $20.74. My target was $19.82, and we hit $18.42. Next up, we got Netflix. This is one of my misses from last week. This one was a big miss, but I knew Netflix was going to be moving big either way. Prior to earnings, we were sitting at $497.98. I thought it was going down to $435, but instead we shot all the way up to $593. Big miss there, but we make up for it with the rest of these. Next up, we got Interactive Brokers. Interactive Brokers, prior to earnings, we were sitting at $69. My target was $66.87, and we hit $67.12. Next up, we got Procter & Gamble. Procter & Gamble was a big win from last week. Prior to earnings, we was sitting at $134.78. After earnings, I was predicting 131. After earnings, we hit 131, pretty much dead on. Next up, we got United Healthcare Group. Prior to earnings, we were sitting at 351.30. My target was 343.88, and we hit 345 after earnings. Next up, we got Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley was another miss. So prior to earnings, we were sitting at 75.24. Target was 67.67, and it hit 77.70. So another big miss on that one, but that's all right. Rest of these, we only have one more miss from this last week. Next up, we got United Airlines. United Airlines, prior to earnings, was sitting at $43.89. My target was $42, and we hit $42 pretty much right on the dot. Next up, we got Discover. Discover was one of the few from last week that I thought was going up after earnings, which it did. Prior to earnings, we were sitting at $97.76. My target was $99.70. We hit $101 before dropping there at the end of the week. Next up, we got Fuel Cell. Fuel Cell, I know, is a very popular one, and I know everybody was hoping for good results, and we got great ones. Prior to earnings, we're sitting at $15.84. My target was $18. We hit nearly $21 after earnings, $20.96. Next up, we got Citrix. Citrix, prior to earnings, was sitting at $132. My target was $139, and we hit $137 before dropping at the end of the week. Pretty common pattern for most of the stocks this week is that drop at the end of the week. Next up, we got Travelers. Prior to earnings, we were sitting at $143.24. My target was $146. We hit nearly $152 before it dropped. Next up, we got Intel. Intel is my third miss from this last week. I think a lot of people were reading this one the other way, predicting it was going to go down, but we got quite the pump on this one. I think a little bit of a sell the news situation or buy the news. Prior to earnings, we were sitting at $57.48. My target was $53, and it hit nearly $64. So pretty crazy day for Intel for that. Next up, we got IBM. IBM had a really bad end to the week, but we did hit our target before that happened. Prior to earnings, we were sitting at $128.39. My target was $132.63. We hit 132 before it just fell out of the sky. Next up, we got Ally Financial. Ally Financial It's another win. Prior to earnings, we were set $40.88. Afterwards, my target was $39, and we hit $39.63. Lastly, we got Regions Financial. Prior to earnings, we were sitting at $18.23. My target was $17, and we hit $17.74. So that was a solid week. Only missed 3 out of 23 picks. No, sorry about that. Only missed 3 out of 18. So 15 out of 18. So another 80%. Hopefully in these next couple of weeks, I can perfect my strategy, my analysis, and we can get to 90%. Thanks for watching. The recap, if you stuck around this far, my week 5 predictions are coming out a little bit later tonight, so keep an eye. Thanks for stopping by the Squeeze Zone, and we'll see you next time.